And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Vashin F, I believe was the name. What's the question? Who would win a fight? Naruto Uzumaki or Funny Valentine, a Jojo Bizarre Adventures character? Look, do we really have to go over Naruto at this point? We know Naruto pretty well. I will obviously point out relevant abilities to see whether or not he could or could not beat this character, but we're just going to move past Naruto at the moment. We know Naruto at this point. Naruto Uzumaki, he was, he lost his parents, child of the fourth, had the QB in him, all that good stuff. Learned the Rasengan Shadow Clones. We know this already. Again, I'll reference the stuff that needs to be referenced later on. That Funny Valentine. Honestly, I heard this and I thought, wait. Is this like a hybrid of like Skeeter Valentine and Doug Funny from Doug? But no, Funny Valentine apparently is the 23rd president of the United States and a true mastermind behind the Steel Ball run race. He watches the competitors from behind the curtains and hopes to gather the Saints' course to use the Holy Relic to further the United States of America's interest. He is a stand user, wielding a stand of his called Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and its interdimensional abilities to travel across parallel universes. So basically, yeah, I mean, first and foremost, all the JoJo characters seem to be physically more able than others. They're all in pretty solid shape and pretty muscular dudes for what it's worth. Some are more physically inclined than others. For example, Dio and JoJo himself. But, Jonathan Joestar. I believe that all the Joestars are actually pretty well built. But they all are also known for having stands. They're basically psychic entities that are manifested from you. I've never quite understood what a stand is because I don't watch JoJo. The best explanation I have here is a stand is a visual manifestation of life energy. In other words, a manifestation of the soul of the user. It is a entity psychically generated by its owner, referred to as stand user. It generally presents itself as a figure hovering over or near the user and possesses abilities beyond that of an ordinary human, which, depending on the stand's user, can be wielded for good or for evil. Now, there are things about stands that are very important. Only other stand users can see other stands. Stands can also only be hurt or harmed by other stands as well, in general. Now, we'll talk about this more when we get to the actual fight, but I do think there are caveats to that. However, as it said earlier on, as I read it, Valentine stand Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, known as D4C, which will basically, D4C, is what we'll call it from here on out, enables him to access at any time to any number of, let me read that sentence one more time. Enables him access at any time to any number of alternate worlds, universes / dimensions, where if desired he may swap bodies with his counterparts, granting him pseudo-immortality. This requires him to get caught between two objects, for example, a flag and the ground, or a sofa and the wall. This limits the D4C's abilities, but not by much, since he has gotten caught between water and the bottom of the ocean as a method of using his ability before. When Lucy develops Ticket to Ride, Valentine may utilize which I'm guessing is her stand, may utilize a protective wall of light emanating from her, so this is not an ability he can use. This is just not an ability he can use on his own. He needs Lucy, which I'm guessing is his wife, Lucy Steele. Okay, I don't see. Oh, she eventually discovers his plan, fearing and fear for her safety, decides to cooperate with Joe. Okay, yeah, that is his wife. All right. So really, and according to his wife, he makes no sound when he walks. He can even play the mandolin while using stupid ads. God, I hate these things. He can even play the mandolin using his feet simply by dancing on it. So, if I hadn't read that as it was, I would say that the whole shield he generates, which basically deflects all misfortune, would have been a big win on this. Unfortunately, that doesn't exist without the use of Lucy. So we only have his ability to basically go to parallel worlds and steal alternate versions of himself. And unfortunately, that is not good in a fight. The only thing it's going to do is let him survive longer. This isn't Star Platinum. This isn't Does the World Go? No, this is not one that has an ability that's actually good for combat. This is one that basically just save his ass in a heartbeat if he needs it. In actual combat, Naruto, in theory, would be able to just completely wail on Funny if it really just came down to a fight. Naruto, from speed point of view alone, it can move at light speeds. If we're looking at Naruto at what would be arguably his peak, you would have to be using a Naruto that could access Baryon mode, but also has access to 6-pass chakra. Technically speaking, you'd be looking at the Boruto Naruto, because even though he no longer has his chakra spheres, or his truth-seeking orbs, that technically is still his peak, technically. I've always argued that his peak actually is kind of when he fought Kaguya, because he still had access to the truth-seeking orbs. And in theory, him and Kurama still could have gone into Baryon mode. In theory. Because that had to get introduced much later on. But hypothetically, let's use Boruto era Naruto. First, for a big question, can Naruto find the stand? Can Naruto sense or see the stand? Short answer to that is yes, because we have evidence of him being able to do that with similar abilities, like Madara's and Limbo clones. With his Sage Chakra, Sage Energy, not just 6 Sage, but, actual Sage mode in general, plus Kurama as well, he was able to deduce the locations and fight without being able to actually see the Limbo clones. So yes, Naruto should be able to sense the stand. Can he destroy the stand? That's a completely other question. While in the Jojo universe, the stands can really only be destroyed by other stands, keep in mind, abilities do not correlate one-to-one in other universes. You throw a character from one universe into another one, doesn't immediately mean that they are going to be able to hang in that universe. Or maybe they're actually more overpowered in that universe. The prime example I always use for this is if you throw Wolverine into My Hero Academia, Wolverine is near unstoppable in that world. The reason for that is Wolverine's type of regeneration that he has does not exist in My Hero Academia, save for Nomos who have been genetically altered. The regenerated quirks that exist in My Hero all have some sort of catch to them. The Nomos are the only ones that have anything remotely close to that, and even then, from what we can tell, Wolverine has survived worse than those guys have. Wolverine could theoretically survive Endeavor's Hellfire, Dobby's Fire. He could survive severe ice. Hypothetically, he should even be able to survive Decay, because Decay theoretically shouldn't work on Adamantium, but that's a different story. That's a what-if in its own right. But the point I'm trying to get with this is that just because something works in one world doesn't mean it works if you take that concept and throw it into a different world. Now, that is not to say Naruto could destroy the stand. Let me actually rephrase that. If we are talking about a Naruto who had access to the truth-seeking orbs, then I would actually say yes, he would have the capability of at least immobilizing the stand. Because we've seen the truth-seeking orbs being able to stop the Limbo clones, which existed in a parallel dimension of all things, but interacted in an opposite dimension. So hypothetically, if we do give Naruto truth-seeking orbs, he could stop the stand. But if he doesn't have those, then he's just relying on all of his other abilities, which is still Shadow Clones. Very skilled in Taijutsu. Hyper fast, and we're talking light speed levels fast. Multiple versions of the Rasengan, access to all chakra elements at that point in the series. Sage mode, and all the enhancements Sage mode gives. Honestly, this just comes down to how long Funny Valentine could last against Naruto, honestly. Assuming Naruto doesn't blitz him outright. And then it's a matter of, can he get between 2 points? Hypothetically, you're always between 2 points. Right now, I'm between 2 different walls. Hypothetically. But I don't know. This doesn't really come off as a fight so much as it comes off as a smackdown. Because really, their biggest issue is just Funny doesn't have anything to attack Naruto with. Let's even be nice for a moment and give him this special wall that when Lucy developed Ticket to Ride, he may utilize a protective wall of light emanating from her, which deflects all misfortune, bolstering his defenses further as he becomes effectively invincible. He names this complementary ability D4C Love Train. Let's hypothetically give him that. Okay, he can create a wall of light that basically deflects all misfortune. That is it's like the balance, honestly, from Bleach a little bit. That is a broken ability. But now all you've done is created a bit of a stalemate. Because technically speaking, nothing Naruto throws at him will get through, but he doesn't have anything to hurt Naruto. So it's just a stalemate until he eventually drops the ability. And this is again assuming that Naruto doesn't get to him before he even activates his abilities, because Naruto can move at light speeds. So this is kind of a non-starter fight. This really is. I didn't even know who this was prior to this video. I wrote it down because I write my schedules down throughout the month at the beginning of the month. Or at the end of one month, I write the next month's schedule. So I wrote it down like, okay, we'll see what happened. Had I known this is what was going to happen, I would have just put this in the speed round video, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, so that's my thought there. Look, for anyone who knows Jojo a lot better than me, which is most of you probably, most of you clicking on this video probably already know Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. Let me know if you can think of a way Funny could, in theory, beat Naruto. And don't give me the whole, well, he just replaces himself with the Ultimate Version and then takes Naruto by surprise. Naruto's a trained freaking ninja. He's the Hokage. You know damn well he would not be able to take Naruto by surprise that easily. Don't give me that excuse, at least. But no, honestly, do we think there's any way he could beat Naruto? Legitimately. Let me know in the comments below. Until then, though, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you folks for the next one.